Hi there, it's Hal Feldman. I am here with Javier Gonzalez.
Take two.
Take two? Okay, why not? The take two is technical issues with the internet. So I think we'll do it even better this time around.
You think?
Probably not. But we are
sure.
always here each week, Thursdays at 2. Of course, now it's almost 2:30.
Yep.
We'll start and we'll try to move things along as quickly as possible. But we are going to talk about what's going on in real estate, as we always do, and what is local and what really makes this market tick. If you're out there in the audience live, please join our conversation. Type in that
Because
little
we
box.
may not be on the air much longer.
It's true. Maybe it's a very short show.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are.
Okay.
And as we always do, we learn from each other, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
So we're exposing our experience to the general audience.
Absolutely.
What did you learn over the last week that's real estate related?
Okay, so we're going back to the second time around.
Here
we go.
Yeah. I think I already heard the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Please share with the audience.
So two things, but I'm going to flip it around.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, so that
There
makes
you
it
go.
more
Now
exciting.
it's-
So
now it's fresh.
Yeah, so let's start. Yeah, let's start with the fact that you don't have to be at a showing to actually sell a place.
You
And
don't.
This goes back to my pet peeve about we have agents out there that love to just follow you around and tell you everything about this bathroom and that, and this is a kitchen and this is a closet and this is a bedroom.
The kitchen has both a refrigerator and a
right,
range.
Exactly, and it has a range.
Oh, I thought this was the bathroom.
No. That's how it is. So please, if you're those type of realtors, don't do that. We kind of know our thing.
Yeah.
So we on Tuesday, I was out at the golf course taking a little bit of a break with a client, by the way. So it was business.
I was just about to say, jump on you about being an elite agent.
And then as we try to make the showing or whatever, we get caught up in a little bit of a traffic jam on the Palmetto that went about 3.5 hours.
What was the cause of that traffic?
I don't know. There was just some people out on the street there, and we just got kind of jammed up. We'll talk a little bit more about actually that topic is actually an interesting topic for Miami real estate.
On today.
Yeah. And so I had to do a showing. We had it on Supra. And the person
Supra, for the people that don't understand that.
Supra is an electric lockbox that only real estate agents can open. It basically became the go-to after everybody used to give our lockbox
combinations out to
everybody
people,
to all the
wrong people would be in the houses seeing that.
So we went to a better and more modern type. Yeah. But again, one of the things that happened was that we showed the property, and a lot of times, and we talked about this earlier, a lot of times a buyer's agent has put their buyer in a certain position or knows what the buyer is looking for, knows how to present it, because that's their job.
Yeah.
And a lot of times sellers agents will, or listing agents will say something that will actually screw up or change the way that this dynamic is working. So as I've always done, I always go in, and every time I do a showing, I just basically say, hi, I'll give you the lay of the land. These are 3 bedrooms on this side, public spaces over here, have at it. And you're going to wander around. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. The only question I will not answer is, why are they selling? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a question. Yeah, that is a question that should never be asked. You don't care why they're selling. They could be selling because they want to profit from it. They want to do whatever. I hate that question.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things.
By the way, I'll give you my stock answer. Doesn't matter why they're selling. The answer is they want to move closer to family, but they don't have to move right now.
Nice. We'll have
now,
to use
that gives the buyer no information.
Right.
And then that question.
My problem was that the house is empty, so they've already moved. So okay, they're not.
Yeah.
No, so the
on this I would have to augment it.
Yeah, so we're have to work on that one.
By the way, there's a saying in business that I've learned over and over again, and that is whoever speaks first loses the deal. Yeah. Just keep your mouth shut and listen, and then figure out what to say. So as a listing agent, open the door.
Better not to speak and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. So that's
I heard that before. I didn't remember the detail. That's fabulous.
That's one of my favorite. And the other thing we picked up on, which is something that's very, very interesting, is in the Gables, if you're part of a historic district or a historic area, that your home also has to meet certain criteria, even if it's not historic. And we went through this with a client of mine with a roof that they wanted to put down a flat tile roof, and the flat tile roof was not allowed because their home was in a district that was considered historic, and that their homes were conforming, even though, or contributing, even though the home had been added onto several times. Yeah. So we had a meeting, and this is something that I would really, really say is really cool about the Gables. We were able to have a meeting with the building department, with the historic preservation. Actually, the mayor showed up and kind of gave us a, kind of a really good rundown as to what we could do and what we couldn't do. And it was really cool. It was very, very informative and very interesting to go through that process.
So
So
you did something a little above and beyond, again, because this is take two. I
Mhm.
already know.
Yeah.
What did you do extra for your client?
well, one of the things is we set up the appointment when she was having issues with the tile roof. I reached out to the mayor and we basically said, "Hey, can you help me with this? Can you set up something with the department?"
That's
And we
a
were
step
fortunate
that
to do it.
most agents wouldn't do.
Mhm.
Tell me what prompted you to do that?
It's just that we're in the customer service business. At the end of the day, that's what we do. And I think if you have the ability to do something extra for your client, you should be able to, try to facilitate it and make it happen. And I
Totally
think,
agree.
and I think, but more importantly, I think one of the cool parts was that the actual city government was receptive
Yes.
to the outreach as what you've gone through with your Section 8 and
Yeah, we did that in a
Miami-Dade
couple
County.
episodes before, and I
Right.
was actually able to reach out because she wasn't nearly as busy as
Right.
she is now to
Yeah.
the county mayor.
Right.
And she didn't do anything directly, but she certainly got some
Yeah.
people involved very quickly.
Yeah.
And again, customer service. I was
Yeah.
able to provide a level that most people weren't expecting.
Right. And it's something that it's available to you. It's not something that is not available to individuals. This is a public service. This is public government. So it's easy to get to. So I think,
Yeah.
I think that's that's what we should be doing. How about you?
How
What did
how
you pick
about
up?
me?
Yeah. What'd you pick up on?
You would think I'd pick up nothing in the week that I was taking 5 days off for vacation,
5 days off. What's wrong with you?
but I learned a lot.
Did you?
And it's related to that. It is that if you want business to come to you, schedule a vacation.
For sure.
July is typically a quieter month in real estate, so I will typically try to take some time in July.
Mhm.
But the minute you get on the plane and before you have to turn off your cell phone, that's when it
Chaos.
rings.
Chaos.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So um, while I was on vacation, I expected to have internet where we were staying,
Right.
and that my cellular service would be decent. Neither of those things
Yeah,
happened.
that's for
So
sure.
I'd get spotty reception. It would turn on for a second, and I'd get like 20 different messages.
You've never seen a horror movie where nothing works?
But what I really learned about how to do business in real estate is each of your clients are individual.
Yeah.
And although the overall goal is to either buy or sell a piece of real estate, it is very, very different in how you approach each of those clients.
Mhm.
Some clients are on a different time zone.
Yep.
Some of them are only want to do business by email.
Mhm. Yeah.
Some want to only do it using a phone call. So you have to adapt.
Right. Yeah, for
And
sure.
when you go on vacation, you have to tell each one of them in their own special way, "Hey, I'm not going to be available for
Right.
the next 4 days.
What's wrong with you?
What do
You
we have
must
to
be available.
prepare? What do I have to do now before I go away so that you're not in any kind of a problematic situation and that you feel like you're getting the
Yeah.
service you deserve, which is what I want to provide." And it is challenging.
Yeah.
It's challenging when you're a sole proprietor of your own business, which is what we both are. Make sure that
You can prepare as much as you can. And again, I'm going to be out of town at the end of this month, and you try to prepare all of your closings, all of your deals, because again, a lot of our stuff happens at the end of the month, especially with a tenant moving and tenant moving out. And you look at it and you say to yourself, you're trying to prep everything, but something could go wrong. And one of the topics that I heard you mention before is that you're trying to get your clients to activate, to be able to do something that they're required to do.
yeah,
And if they don't,
yeah.
guys, this is not going to happen.
You did your pet peeve
Yep. Mhm.
about agents that just talk when they shouldn't
Yep. And
necessarily.
people that can't make a left-hand turn. That's another conversation.
Okay, here's my pet peeve, and I want you to do this in take it in as an educational thing. The audience members that are listening, if you're looking to lease a property, you have to start by putting yourself in the other shoes.
Yeah.
Pretend you're the landlord looking for a good tenant, and work from there. So, what are the 3 things that a landlord's looking for? Somebody that's going to pay on time, right?
Mhm.
Somebody that's not going to trash the place,
Correct.
take care of the property
Right.
that they're in,
Yeah.
and that that they're good people. They don't
Yeah.
have a criminal background or something that's,
Right.
a little gray area. That's it. So when an agent is working with you, and we're in a very tight market, not only for
sure.
for purchases, but also for
For sure.
rentals,
Yeah.
they are asking you, if they're doing their job properly, to have all this information at the ready. So the minute you find something that you want to lease, you just hand over the information. I can't tell you, I'm working with 3 or 4 different people that want to lease a property and need to, in this case, by August 1st. and they don't have their paperwork with me. So how effective can I be? The landlord's going to say, okay, I see your offer.
Yeah.
Um,
But I got
who
three
are
other
these people?
but
I don't
got three
believe they
other
can
ones.
pay.
Yeah, and I got three other
Prove
ones.
it to me.
Yeah.
And I've got, I've got three other offers. So that's what I learned. One, to be far more, unfortunately, I have to be aggressive with people that want to lease.
Right.
Hey, you're not going to work with me unless I have all the paperwork that I need to be effective
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to do it in a day or two of collecting all that information, find somebody else,
Yeah.
because you're wasting your time and mine.
Yeah, and you have to
That's
convey.
what I learned.
Yeah, you have to convey it in a way that where the tenant or the person that you're working with doesn't
Yeah.
find it offensive. But you're saying, guys, if I don't have this, I'm just not going to be able to make this deal happen for you.
Yeah.
And the more we have, the better off we're all going to be, and it's going to be smooth, especially in the market right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're making offers on stuff that we haven't even seen. You know, we may know the building, you know, so we know what the building looks like, what the views are, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just super competitive right now, and especially in certain areas. So
Let's talk about condos a little bit.
Sure.
We're kind of in a different phase of
Mhm.
Champlain Tower South.
Yep.
And we don't want to get into the
Mm-mm.
details there.
No.
But there is so much ramifications from what is going on with the Surfside situation that even when I went to the Bahamas and mentioned I was from Miami, they're like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
what do you?" And you get into that topic. How is that currently affecting, from your
Mhm.
viewpoint, currently affecting the condo market?
Right.
And then let's talk about what we think might be happening over the next couple of months. You know, I know there's still more to discover. We don't
Right.
really know
There's
cause.
there's still a lot out there. I think one of the things, and we talked about it in the last show, one of the things that we immediately saw was that everybody became more involved in their building, as how the building was run, how management was running it, what the funding was, what all of those the personal interest in it.
Yeah, like it's a silver lining,
Mhm.
although it's very difficult to at this
Absolutely.
point talk about.
Mhm.
It is a silver lining because I had mentioned that the word assessment
Mhm.
used to be a dirty word
Right,
to
yeah.
anybody that owned a condo,
Mhm.
and now they are having a new understanding about what an assessment could solve and prevent.
Right.
And so in my condo, we're talking about an assessment
Right,
coming up,
yeah.
and I don't think we're going to have nearly as much
Right.
friction from that.
No,
point.
absolutely. And then the other thing we saw immediately was that interest in everybody's particular building, which I've always felt is good. I mean, we talked about this too. I was a president of a condo for a long time, and that was one of our issues: get people involved and to make decisions. But the other thing that I saw is that any of my people that were looking for condos or were in contract were asking me, "Hey, how's this going to affect?" So we basically reanalyzed what we were buying into to make sure that customer felt that they were comfortable within what was happening. So again, we talked about it. Hopefully there isn't a lot of government overreach, but I would like to see three things. I would like to see the fact that we get our documents that instead of 3 days, go to at least 10 days, if not 15, just like they do with you. I think if you're on a board,
You're talking about the documents. If you're a buyer and you're in contract,
absolutely.
you are then provided, after you're in contract, with
3
all
days.
the condo docs
Mhm.
to see how healthy the building is
Right.
and what the rules and regulations
Mhm.
are. And right now, there's only 3 days
On
for you to
resale.
review that and make a decision if you want to move forward.
Correct.
You're saying up to 15?
Yeah,
or even
with
30
15,
days?
yeah, no, 15 is a
15
new
days.
condo. So 15 is a new
Oh, well,
condo.
that's right. Sorry.
Or at least 10 days, just like we get
Right.
for lead-based paint. That's a simple solution. That gives people a little bit more leeway. The industry won't like it. Realtors won't like it because they want to kill deals as quick as they can.
Sure.
But I don't think that is something that is cost prohibitive. So it doesn't do that. The other thing I would love to see is the fact that we would have, if you're on a board and you do not have a CAM manager, like if you're a self-controlled board with no CAM, you have to have some type of either engineer on site or available to you, or you have to take a basic construction class so that you know what concrete is, what steel is, just the terminology at least,
Yeah.
so that you actually can flow through that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a critical element for something that would probably make some of these things a little bit easier, or for the boards to move forward.
But let's talk about pricing and how it's going to affect certain areas in the condo market that we see here in Miami. What's your vision for
I
that?
think when we start to get more information out, we already saw some moves. I've seen some on the beach where folks are listing their properties, cutting properties down. I don't think it's a super panic, but I think whatever comes out of the study and how it happened,
Sure.
then I think that will play into how the coastal market is affected. I think insurance rates are gonna be difficult, so I think that could make a play on it.
So short-term effect, you're seeing prices
People that are wanting to get out
level off.
immediately, yeah, people that want to get me, I'm going to be the cheapest guy in this building. I'm going to be the cheapest 2-2 at
Yeah,
50
let me just
Biscayne.
get out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm
Okay.
done because I don't even care about what's going to happen. Then you have other people that are sitting on it, but we're already seeing those prices kind of move down a little bit.
Okay.
Because it would be, that's something obvious.
Is that
Okay.
isolated to the coast as you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly the coastal, and then you're going to get the older buildings that are going to be under some of the.
And in my mind, that the division line between new and old is the year 2000 and beyond.
Right.
Because there was significant building code changes.
Right.
So at 2000 and forward, probably not going to see an effect, or you're seeing an effect in pricing there as well.
I think it really is the seller. Is the seller just going to say I'm out? But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that push yet. But on the coastal side, yeah, like Icon, I saw some moves on Icon that were surprising down on the beach. So it still affects the water side. I think it's going to be more that than the internal.
By the way, I was on vacation, as I told you, and as luck would have it, you meet some people and you're from Miami.
Yeah.
What's going on with real estate?
Yeah, always.
I was surprised how knowledgeable other people are about our market. And they were saying, oh yeah, we heard that people from New York are the major drivers in Florida now. And that, there's a lot of influx specifically from the New York metro area. And then California is very strong. And again, we know that stuff.
Yeah.
But do you think that influx is going to continue to happen?
No.
No. Good. I'm in agreement. So
Yeah.
I'm leading you into this. What's going to happen for the next?
We
6
already
months?
are seeing people moving back. So we've already seen people because again, I mean, Miami, I love it. I've been here since 1965.
Yeah.
But we ain't Manhattan.
No. And in fact, just before I went on vacation, so it's probably 6 days ago, there was an absolute story that I was blown away from, which is there's almost an immediate reversal. And now there are tons of people flooded back into the Manhattan market that are buying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And prices have
because
the
prices were palatable for a little while, and then everybody's coming back in. But again, we've already seen. I've spoken with different agents about it, and they're already seeing their clients revert because once you've been down here, you realize this isn't Manhattan. And then we talked about hurricanes, the heat, all the things that we go through that we're used to, that we're acclimated to.
The foreigners will come down for a couple months and go, wow, first of all, it's a lot hotter and more humid than I expected because they only come down during the winter, right? So they've got the other side of what's going on with the Florida climate.
There was a reason why we sold real estate only in the winter months.
And then when they hear that it's hurricane season and a stiff wind blows, they're going to go, oh, wow, that's what this means.
Right. Elsa that was coming through, and that was just a tropical storm. That was just something like that we would get in the summer. It's out there. And again, we are a different culture. We've, talked about it off thing. We are different than we're not Manhattan. We're not going to be New York. People consider us the sixth borough. Yeah. For a certain amount of time, but not for a long term.
Yeah.
I think a lot will start to revert back.
So do we talk about the Dolphins? What do we do?
No, not yet. So we wanted to talk one more thing, more topic that happened this week, which was we had a little incident in Cuba.
Right.
And we've never talked about how, if something transitions in Cuba, how it will affect the real estate market in Miami. And we've always talked about hurricanes really being a big effect on it. But anything, if Cuba would become a free state, the amount of money that would be leaving Miami is insane. I mean, insane. And how that would affect all our real estate from the investment side, I think no one's even measured it. No one's even looked into it. And that would affect a lot of stuff from
this. We talk about at the beginning of the show what we learned this week. So you've got far more background and some skin in the game.
Yep, sure do.
So I'm going to sit back and listen. In fact, tell me what your thought process. What could happen?
The amount
Excuse me.
the amount of money that would be needed, the amount of money that would flow into Cuba from just, first of all, would be infrastructure stuff. That's what, we talked about this years ago when there was also some other turmoil, and I think it would first be a lot of money going in for infrastructure, but it's investment dollars. At least the way I see it is going to be, it's not about, residents leaving. You're still going to get that. You're going to get that aspect of it anyway. But the amount of money that would be invested here would not be invested here. It would be invested in the island.
They're going to take the dollars and
And
put it to work in Cuba.
and then put it to work in building Cuba back up to what its potential of what it should be. Not what it is, but what it should be. And just think about it. If you look at it, all the infrastructure that's needed, all the building construction, all of those things are what we do. This is how we spend our time. And imagine it now going back down there. So it's not about the influx of people, I don't think. I've always felt that it's about the investment money that is being put here. Now it can be put down there. So how does that affect all of our buildings and how we build out?
So put on your investor hat as a real estate investor. Would you be poised to do something in Cuba, or would you already be doing it if you had free money to do something?
I would probably look at funds that are in infrastructure. That's where I would put, the money.
So no direct investment in a property down
No,
there at this point?
No, at least not for me, not my position. Are people already doing that? Yes. Have people already done that before and prior? Absolutely. But do I have that capacity or that mentality for it, or that palate? That's the other thing too. Do I have that? I've been here since 65, so my life is a little bit different. My investments and everything, are up here. Now, if I had just come, 10 years ago,
You
then
might
it's
be
a different,
thinking about.
yeah, that's a different
So
conversation.
you have a vacuum effect away from Miami.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
What Miami might look like 2 years from now if there is a free state.
I think
occurs
just
in
the amount of money that's here, and cash is just sitting here waiting to maybe build something else out. To build anything.
We have a lovely.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We're not
Like I
showing
said,
it.
we've talked.
We
We've
have
missed
a
a couple.
lovely skyline.
Right. We've missed a couple of them already.
There's a hole in that.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. But I think what that money that would be used for private projects here, I think would slowly trickle out and disappear. My 2 cents in that side.
Well, I'm trying to see if we have any comments here. It does not look like we have anything current.
No one's watching us.
Well, they watch us on demand.
There you
It's
go.
it's
That's
the
all.
middle of the day. on
It is
Thursday.
really on a Thursday, which is the slowest day in real estate, by the way.
It's the slowest day in
It
real
is the
estate.
slowest day
That's
in
why
real
we
estate.
do the show.
That's why we do the show,
because
because we've got nothing else to do.
exactly. So let's talk a little bit about local sports.
Yes,
You're
that's
a Dolphin fan,
Yes, I
aren't
am
you?
a Dolphin fan since 1969. Since I was old
So you
enough to
saw-
watch. Oh yeah.
You saw quite a few good
Oh
years.
yeah. We saw quite a
And
few
then
good
we
years and a
have-
lot of bad years,
Okay.
and a lot of in between years and a lot of moves. So yeah. So for our, you're going to be out of town on our next show, correct?
I will be out of town in 2 weeks
In
because
2
we
weeks?
do our show every other week. So
Right,
next
so
week I'll have a show without
You'll have
you.
your show. You'll have the
Sorry,
house show.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's I get it. But then the following week you're not here.
Right.
So
I
I'm going to
will-
be.
I
We're
will
going
be
to
on
have a
slow
special.
boat out of
We're
here
going
like
to
this.
special. Yeah, there you go. We're going to have a guest with our show, and I'm going to have an agent by the name of Roque Castro over
I
here.
know
He's
the
with
name.
Compass. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
with Compass. A good guy. And we're going to talk a little bit about foreclosures and about a couple of other items because people are anticipating that there will be a foreclosure push later on this year, which we haven't seen yet. But we'll see if that plays out. So we're going to be talking a little bit of that, and then we're going to be talking about the Dolphins because training camp is opening. So that's what our convo.
What are
is
you
gonna be.
excited about for training camp?
This is a fast football team. This is the fastest football team I've seen, and they're just fast. And they're
Okay.
playing fast. Their defense is fast. Everything is fast about them. And if you watch the Hurricanes back in the heydays, there was one thing that Jimmy Johnson
Speed.
said: you can't coach speed, and they have it. So let's see. We're excited.
Good.
We'll see.
All right. Probably a little truncated from our normal time,
Absolutely.
but we had to do it twice.
We did.
At least the first
we did.
5 to 7 minutes.
But
was
we did a
revamped
change
twice.
around. We kind of made.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
That was fun.
It's a pleasure as always. We're here to give you real estate
Yep.
dreams, make those dreams come true. And you got a great agent in Javier Gonzalez. I hope you would also consider me.
Hal Feldman.
Both available for questions, and
Absolutely.
we would love to explore your version of the Miami market. Yes.
Absolutely. Give us questions, and we're actually looking forward to answering.
2 weeks from now, this guy takes over the whole Hal and Hob show. It'll just be the Hob and Hob show.
Right. It'll just be
Push me outta
chaos.
here.
Get out of here.
Till next time.
Till next time, guys. Thank
Have
you.
a great week.
Take it easy.